Alright. Looks like everything is good and up and running, but hello, good morning, good afternoon, good night. I'm not sure what it is for you guys, but my name's Zach the Boker. I'm going to be running a randomizer of A Link to the Past. The randomizer flags that I'm going to be using, I'm going to be using pretty much just your standard item randomizer where items can be, in any of the item locations. I will also be randomizing the keys, maps, and compasses as well, because that makes things even more fun. That's not enough for me. I like to keep it more randomized. I'll actually be randomizing the entrance as well. We have it set to cross-world entrance, so connectors can connect you anywhere between the light world, dark world, and for the most part, any of the caves except for a couple of select few can basically be any cave. So that kind of makes moving around the world of Hyrule a little bit more interesting. Again, this was not enough for me. This was another mode I wanted to add, something I had been experimenting with, but I'll actually be adding a blackout filter to the underworld as well. So anytime you kind of go into a cave, the only thing that you'll be able to see is any animated sprite or pixel, so whenever I go inside somewhere, I'm not going to know where I'm at, and whenever I exit it, I'm not going to know where it's going to take me. It just seems like, a lot of fun sets for the randomizer. I also added a couple of other Easter eggs too, but I don't want to spoil those. They're pretty special, and they'll definitely make themselves very clear, but you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and get this started. And also, if anybody has any questions about anything, man, feel free to ask me. I will try my best to answer. Alright. Yeah, I don't think I got too much else to say about the run. We can go ahead and get things started. Yeah. Also, dude, shoutouts to Mr. Zarby89. If you guys have anything negative to say about how awful or mean or terrible this run is being to me, please redirect your frustrations to Zarby, because he's the one that made the Enemizer where I stole these settings from, so everything is going to be his fault and not my own. Alright, but yeah, let's go ahead and just get this thing going. So, as you can notice what the blackout's doing here, I basically can't see anything. I can see these pots, though, because they're considered an animated tile. Same with this chest. That's nice. And early, we're getting a mapped Desert Palace. When you play normal item randomizer, you can see what your crystals and pendants are. I still need to beat Ganon in the sea. To do that, you have to get 7 crystals. I'm not gonna know what dungeons are crystals unless I get the map. So I got the map to desert. I can immediately tell that desert's a crystal. So bam, we're gonna go ahead and get that bad boy marked. Now I like to do a pretty cute route here. These bushes are like a 50-50 bomb drop, which I got really lucky there. We'll just go ahead and reset them again. See if I can get a bomb here. I believe in the bomb this time. There we go. Give me one more. Alright, you know what? I'll take one. That works. And I'm just gonna go ahead and pop over here at Sanctuary. Sanctuary counts as one of the 8 drop-down locations, too. These are one of the entrances I was referring to earlier. They're still kind of fixed. So, the drop-down here, Sanctuary took me to the Lost Woods. That might be a little abnormal. That's not what you normally see. The drop down behind it is going to take me to the back of the Sanctuary. You know what? I don't have any arrows right now, so might as well get one. And before I go ahead and check that drop down, I'm going to actually just go ahead and peek my head into this entrance up here. It's one that you can easily forget about, and I'm not going to let it happen this time. Oh, hey! That's our smith, you can tell. He needs to turn on the lights. It's really dark in his house. So someone said Marissa, that was the sprite I am. I'm no longer that sprite. I've been, blasted back in the past now. I am, 8-bit Link right now. That's a fun little Easter egg you can add. Anytime you get hit, it changes your sprite. And I've now turned into the main antagonist of the whole entire series, Ganondorf. Dude. Heck yes, that's a flute. That is super incredible to find early in entrance. Sometimes the biggest, like, just obstacles you can have when you're playing Entrance in Crossworld and all that, is just figuring out ways to move around the world. The flute is a little bit more of a, I guess, hard-coded way to move around, so it's fantastic to get that early. I also have another quality of life feature that's put on the game. I have quick swap. You can kind of hear it whenever I hit my shoulder buttons there. That'll cycle through my items opposed to having the menu there. Ooh, okay. Yeah, anytime you see the 3 Diglets in front of an entrance, that's going to be Spike Cave. We have to just go ahead and make a mental note of that one. You need quite a few items to get through Spike Cave. Those Diglets got to be hit down with a hammer. You got to run through the spikes and not die, which takes either an insane amount of health or an invincibility item. And then when you get to the end, you still have to have a glove to pick up the rock. And you have to do all that just for one chest. So we'll keep that one in the back of our mind. Alright. Got my flute activated though, and I got a bunch of just hot, tasty entrances over here in Kakariko, so we'll see what's in store for me. Boy, I would really like to buy those bombs, but I'm gonna need somebody to loan me $1 or something. I can't afford those yet. Also, because of the hardware I'm playing on too, freaking knock on wood, but I've also added a randomizer that my game will sometimes hard crash whenever I go into a shop. So let's hope we don't see that aspect of the randomizer. It's something that's only been known to happen to me and one other runner. But we just keep adding them on. Oh, alright. This guy will tell me where the green pendant is, and there's also 3 chests behind him as well. I'm gonna have to make a note of that too, because I don't have any bombs right now to check that. And our green pendant was at Hera. I am going to remember to mark that. This looks like Kakariko well. You can kind of tell by those 3 pots there. Now, I don't have a bomb to check all of the chests in here, but I can get most of them. We're just going to go ahead and see if we can get a little lucky and get an early bomb here. That's a Castle Tower key. 20 bucks. Better lucky than good, you know what I mean? I got my bomb. You know what? There's probably a bomb wall right about there. How about right about here, actually? We'll try that one again. There we go. Boy, I was way off. I'm not used to doing that room. You throw the bomb first. Alright. That was an Ice Palace big key. I also got a Castle Tower small key. Stairs are the bane of my existence in Blackout. There we go. Get that marked. If you see anything I didn't mark in my tracker, feel free to yell at me. I might listen. Okay, this is actually a connector. I can kind of tell by those pots hanging out up there on the, that far upper right side. So, I'm not going to check that yet, but it's very important that I know where that is. That connector could take you somewhere that you typically only have access to via that connector. Not something you need to dive into quite yet, but it's definitely important to know. And now I have to make the bold decision whether or not I'm going to spend my money checking the bottle vendor or if I'm going to spend my money getting some bombs. I'm going to go ahead and go for the item here. Got a book. Alright. I forgot shovel? Dude, you're right. My man. Alright, just a silly fortune teller there. Got going on here. That's just a fairy cave. Nothing to note here. And here is another single fixed entrance here. There's actually no other entrance that has a back door. Ooh, that's the flipper, sick. All the entrances that you see in A Link to the Past are either like front facing. That's the only one that's backwards, so they just made that one standard. It was causing too many problems, so every time you go there, you always get that single item that's in that chest. Alright. Another drop down here. I can't access it until either I get Dark World access, Mitts and Mirror, or some other shenanigans, but we don't have to worry about that because it's Uncle. Uncle is like the really cool one because you can always get the 2 items here without satisfying the condition to make it to the drop in case it's inaccessible. I should also mention too that if you're familiar with this game, whenever you go to fight the last boss, to do that, you have to drop down into a hole, so it classifies as another drop-down entrance. That is why I'm going into these entrances before just immediately dropping down to see what they are, because it is literally possible that the first entrance you drop down into will be Ganon. And he's going to be really tough to beat when you don't have 7 crystals, because he will be invincible, but he would also be really tough to beat without, like, literally anything to do any sorts of damage right now. I could play the flute for him, I could read him a book. I don't think any of those things would damage him. Okay, that is the back of, the Spectacle Rock drop down. Kind of tell by those Moldorms coming at that angle there. So that is actually just the exit out of a connector. And this is... This I think it is? This is what I think it is. I don't have a bomb. Okay. So there's going to be a couple rooms that are just pitch black. And you kind of have to figure out where you're at by some sound cues. The stairs there gave me a really good indicator that I was probably in his hut. And then also I had the help of the dungeon music. And I'm going to go ahead and try and sneak a bomb here. And I did. I still have to make a decision whether I want to use it there or back in there. But it's alright. I'll go in here. This bush is going to respawn. And it's going to give me another bomb because it likes me. Oh. So this is the left side of Hyrule Castle here. There are a significant amount of chests in this place to get. Unfortunately, you have to be able to kill the guards to get the majority of them. I have no way to do damage. That's alright. I'm just going to go ahead and get this chest here in the bag. This room back actually is really nice. Normally, when you're playing this, you'd be doing this, and you'd be in a dark room right now, you'd have a lamp. This lamp would give you a light cone. You can only see in front of you. You would not actually be able to see these snakes until you were, like, really close to them. So this is actually one of the few instances where having a blackout filter is actually making the game easier for me, opposed to being more difficult. Sick. Okay, wait. Alright. I'm just gonna go ahead and Death Warp. Or, you know, maybe I'll just keep getting hit till I find a sprite that I like. That's alright. I'm even going to be a little bit more cheeky here. I can actually get this one chest that's in the back here. I won't be able to progress further unless I get a couple of bombs or something like that. I'm actually just going to kill some guards here. I probably should have killed him on screen. Alright, well, I got a big 20. So you know what? If I get like... Oh, this room's actually a little difficult here. Alright, easy, no problem. There's like a array of statues there, and if you get caught in between them, it's kind of hard to figure out where you're at if you don't know exactly where you are. I kind of just let muscle memory be my guide there. Dang, I got nervous there. I had a fairy, but that was actually just my death pixel. I thought I did a death warp with a bottle and a fairy. Alright, well now I'm Bob. Everybody say hi, Bob. Oh, come on, man. Give me a bomb. Bob, give me a bomb. We'll go ahead and get Quake Mark too. I'm going to go ahead and exit this room one more time. That's going to reset the RNG, so it's going to definitely give me a bomb here. Works every time. Now I can go pop over here in Agina and see what was over here in this chest. Entrance, Crossworld Key Sanity always... It really offers like a wide variety of different types of seeds and just how they play out. You can have some that are really quick, you get all these easy items and you're just looking for one. You have some where, you know, you're maybe looking for a sword for 2 hours. You have other ones that you got to take, you know, 4 different connectors, the subway, the train, the bus, and a taxi just to get to Death Mountain. You really have no idea what you're ever getting yourself into. That's really what makes this mode the most fun, in my opinion, and it really brings out all the unique situations that this randomizer has to offer. Alright. Over here in Kakariko, though, we got 3 more entrances. That's Ice Palace, if you couldn't tell by the freezer here. It's gonna be pretty tough to do anything without a fire source, so we'll just go ahead and save that one for later. You know what? I've solved all of my money concerns here. Alright. There we go. So there's actually a visual cue here. You know, I know I'm making it look so easy. The thing about it, though, is the visual cue that I use, it's with, you know, there actually being a background, but it didn't take me too long to figure out, just ignore everything I said. It didn't take me too long to figure out that, you know, it still works the other way. As I missed that arrow. Where am I? Okay, this is just one of the storytellers. And you know what? I think I am actually gonna go ahead, pop back into that shop. I'm gonna buy some bombs. I've actually changed my mind. I'm terrified to go into shops because they have the tendency to crash my game. I'm gonna save and quit. Oh, if I had a rock, I could lift that up. That'd be pretty sweet. Soon, though. I also have the flute, so don't be shy about using that. I'm not used to having that so early. That's usually a 2-hour novelty in this game. I believe this to be Eastern Palace. Well, there's a couple of really easy chests you can get kind of early in here. It's gonna get a little silly because it's just gonna look like I'm walking into nothing for a little while in this dungeon. There's not too many visual cues here. These pots have 5 rupees in them. I'm still a little low on money. We'll go ahead and take those. Dude, it's the worst when you have to halt yourself from talking so you can hear yourself climbing upstairs. There are some stairs here somewhere. We gotta find them. We got it. Alright. Unfortunately, to fully clear this dungeon, you have to have, A, the big key, which we're missing, and B, the bow to get past the Igors that are in the room past the big key. But that does not mean that there can't be delicious goodies in Eastern Palace, say like the big key to Misery Mire. Gonna mark that immediately before we forget. Moving along here, moving along. If anybody is wondering, hey, Ack, what happens when you get the lamp? Absolutely nothing. The lamp... Wait. I didn't remember hitting that the first time. I was pretty sure that there was a door there. It's, making me a little confused. Okay, this room's really cool. If you hit it just on the right pixel, you can only hit 2, and it's a visual cue, which, obviously works really well in, you know, dark rooms. We didn't quite get it there, but we got an 8 bomb drop, so as far as I'm concerned, this Eastern Palace play has been working out phenomenal for us. Dude, fantastic. Again, I apologize for that. Not only am I tracking the items for you guys, what you can't see, though, I'm actually briefly trying my best to track all of these entrances as well, because it's really important to know where things are while you're doing this. So, I can forget a couple things. Well, this looks a little dicey here. That's alright, though. Kind of want to have a couple hearts going into the next room. You can do a cool little damage boost to save yourself from having to kill the enemies. That is kind of important considering I really don't have a good way. I gotta get hit again. I don't like that sprite. It's important to make sure I can do that damage boost because I don't have a really good way of killing the enemies. So there we go. Get a little tricky. You can get caught on that wall and it won't work out as well. Alright, well, I didn't really get too much value from Eastern Palace, but, I mean, I did get the 8 bombs, and truth be told, those are really powerful right now. That's a good starter pack. Also, I have the flippers. I keep forgetting. I was just gonna do a little jump in the water there to see what it is, but you know what? I got the flippers, so you're actually gonna swim. There's the potion shop. That will give us an item later if we find the mushroom. So we can't forget where that's at. Yes, I did miss the big chest, but unfortunately, I'm playing Key Sanity. To open the big chest, you need the big key, and I didn't have it yet, so that's kind of why I skipped that one. But I do appreciate you looking out, because it would not be beneath me to accidentally skip the big chest when I had the big key, so... okay. Well, this is really lucky. This will be something I have no idea how it works. I'm actually the invisible sprite, and being the invisible sprite on a blackout filter literally scares the crap out of me. Oh, looks like you can still see his shadow. Okay, that's really cool. I was wondering how that one would work out. I thought like I would have no way to be able to track my character. Go ahead and jump past it. Sweet, I got Squirtle. Okay, I don't want to get hit anymore. I kind of like this sprite. We need to hold on to this one. This one's really good. Excuse me, pardon me. I can go ahead and make a brilliant deduction that Eastern Palace is not going to be in this because I've already seen it. And it's like I know what I'm doing. But really all I'm doing right now, I'm just kind of trying to comb through the area, check as many entrances as I can, and really just get as much information as I can for the early game. That's been one of the more successful strategies that I've seen in Entrance Shuffle. Try to just grab as much, information and free items as you can early, and then you can start really making your decisions late game. Okay, so this is a wall right here. This tells me... that I have no idea where I'm at. This is Super Bunny Cave. See, if you thought that turtle was gonna give me, you were wrong. Playing a game of chicken there. I knew that hole was there. I knew he wasn't gonna get me. Alright. Well, this is actually a good cave to find here. This is Super Bunny Cave. This will be 2 items. And it's also a connector that I found at the end of my route. That's the best time you want to find these connectors. Especially considering this one's like a connector that locks you out. And, okay. There's a hole. I need to get into it quick. I don't want to get hunted down by the turtles. I also get a full magic from it, which is pretty nice. I also get a compass to Thieves Town, which is not as nice. And then a map to Hyrule Castle. I could live without those 2 items, to say the least, but this connector might be important, so we cannot say that I did not find value out of this cave quite yet. I am trapped in prison, and I cannot go back the other way, because it's a one-way, so this seems as good a time as ever to remember that I finally have a flute. Alright. So if you're used to playing your standard normal modes, this would be the first place you would ever go to do the Uncle drop. I actually don't know what I'm gonna find at this drop. This could very well be Ganon. But this is just kind of a risk I like to play. If it's Ganon, I have to save and quit. I don't get to check the front of the castle. If it's not Ganon, well, I just got the information without it being Ganon. This is Magic Bat, though. I can kind of tell by where I spawned and where those pots were at. So, I need to make a mental note of that one, too. And whenever I have the powder, we can check that item later. Why? Surprise guard! I don't have enough health to be dealing with that. Please! Okay, we're gonna make it in the entrance. Am I? Okay, I'm actually not sure what this is. Okay, This is Paradox Cave, holy crap. Okay. So this is actually fantastic. Hey, I got a lamp! So look, all of my rooms are lit up now, guys! Yeah. Again, the lamp is good. It's an item. It's an item that unlocks items, too. Because you will need to light torches and stuff to do other rooms, but it's not going to help with the blackout filter, unfortunately. Alright. We'll swap the bombs here. We'll just drop a bomb off and hope our friends fly into it there. They are gods, and they didn't. Oh, that's a Moon Pearl. That's like one of the greatest things to get early here. The Moon Pearl can actually be in multiple places in the Dark World. The logic does allow that. Give me a hug, buddy. And that, wow, is this maybe the greatest Paradox Cave on the planet? Boots, glove, lamp, and pearl? Fantastic. Alright, so there's a push block there. You couldn't see it. Pay more attention, of course. I'm actually going to go ahead and bomb this wall here. I'm not sure if many people know it, but actually in the bottom of Paradox Cave there is a shop. So I can go ahead and refill my bomb since I only had one left, and I won't be stressing out about that too much. And, what convenient timing. I am in the Dark World just shortly after I got the Pearl. I am at half a heart, though, so this could be a very short-lived adventure into the Dark World. Let's go ahead and take this one a little slow. Okay, go ahead and gamble for a little bit more money there. I'm trying to mark things on my tracker, but keep one eye on my screen here. I'm gonna go ahead and check this little fortune teller over here before I head too far. This is a really good place to get dumped off into early. There are gonna be 2 guaranteed items at the Stumpy location and also at the Dig game. And then also Half Magic is freaking tits as well, so wonderful. But nothing is helping this single heart that we have. Alright, so he called my bluff on that one. We're gonna let him go by. Let's see what's up here at the bomb shop location. Oh boy. Okay. That's a little risky. That's 5 items in there. I have to kill them with just bombs, and I have to not get hit. You know what? I'm glad I decided to come over here first. Okay, well, that just took all the risk out of that room. God, I got a brand new emote for that. That was the bow in Graveyard Ledge, and now I can take this bow over here. I promise, it's not a scripted run, but you don't have to believe me. If you're not familiar with the layout of this room, there's basically holes that stretch through all the sides of the room there. I was just kind of using muscle memory to avoid them. It's really fun to kind of do that room in Blackout. What you'll end up doing is you need to like kind of find the edge to get to the other side, but you'll just keep going out the door instead. It's really fun. This run is actually looking really good. We were already, I guess, almost 2 hours above estimate, but that makes sense. You're playing a randomizer. You don't know how long the runs are going to be, so you would rather, you know, overestimate than, you know, be above your estimate, get cut short, and, you know, get kicked off, so I don't blame them. And you know what? That really just means that everybody doing the runs, they're just really good. Well, let's just keep this rum jamming, man. Let's get 5 hours above it, you know? Oh, there's still a lot of rando to be played here. This... Okay, yeah. There's really only a couple of caves that you go into that are going to have the cave music, and that you, when you walk directly in front of them, you're going to be running into a wall. One was Super Bunny, the other one was Spiral Cave there. And then one is Spectacle Rock, if I remember correctly. I know when I was originally thinking of these flags and like, would it be even possible, you know? Because it was like, you don't know what door you're going into. How the heck are you supposed to do a randomizer like that? I was thinking to myself that almost every single room would have some sort of, some clue in it to where you were at, and you would eventually figure it out. It's not like you would just have to do some system of, like, guess and check, so... It actually turned out to be really fun. It kind of made it more of like a detective mode when you played, so to speak, that you're just kind of going places, and you're like, okay, I think this has to be here, you know, because, you know, X, 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 and X is here, here, and here, so... It's really fun to play. Probably not as fun to watch, though. It just looks like a whole lot of nothing. But that's alright. And I went ahead and did Dig Game before I decided to check the item over here in Spiral Cave, because I actually can't get out. And I believe I've seen the exit to this somewhere, and I actually haven't, so... We'll just go ahead and be at the top of the Dark World here, basically right where my route ended. I have to be a little careful here. There is a Gerdo Birdo that is out for blood. That thing just immediately pounces on you whenever you jump off that ledge. And that right there was the western side to Turtle Rock. So... There is some value in, you know, you can get some items from that entrance over there, but it is a little risky. Okay. This chest is in a weird spot in the top right, so this tells me that this is a sea house. Or I just went in a sea in that dark room to make you guys believe that it was sea house. So, you're gonna have to figure that one out on your own. I did get the Hera Big Key. I didn't mark that. Most certainly did. It turned into Santa Link. This sprite's one of my favorites. You know what? I'm a little broke. Guys, give me some help. I need a left, center, or right. I'm taking the first one I get. You guys are fantastic! Oh my god. Everybody said right too? Are you guys... You guys are accusing me of god routing. You guys are the god routers. Dude, that was awesome. And I really needed that money too. It would have been really obnoxious to do the latter part of this run with just 1 rupee. It's really funny how badly I optimize this route here, and I really do this route poorly optimized because I'm scared of that bird. Okay, I actually know where I'm at right now. If I can blow this up, I am actually in Hookshot Cave. Holy crap. Okay, well, this gives me some interesting opportunity here. I'm gonna need a minute for this. Alright. So there's a gap here. It's really annoying to see it, and it's just like a 1 pixel gap that you kind of go left and right around. I don't like doing that, so I'm actually just going to hover instead. You know what? I actually stopped because I thought I was on the chest, and I don't think I could have been any closer. Okay. Come on now, give me a break. Whew, alright. I don't think I can bonk. Oh, I have again. Alright. Had enough of this. That makes it much easier. These rooms are actually not in logic. That chest I got is actually not in logic. Hell, you get the hook shot. This one, however, is in logic with just having the boots, because you can kind of bonk across these pots. Oh boy. Would you please move, sir? We'll give it one more try here. Oh, give me strength, give me strength. Well, we'll just save those for later. It's not worth dying here. I got the important one, the one that had nothing. That's really awesome to hear that you say this type of randomizer is something like you've never seen. That was kind of what I was hoping for, but isn't it more like something you've never not seen because you can't see anything? Doesn't that make more sense? I know, it was a terrible joke, but we're gonna roll with it. Alright. I got Skull Woods right behind me here. Skull Woods is actually, like, really awesome. Skull Woods does have the chance of being really awful, though. So there's 4 different drop-down spots over in the Skull Woods area. They're all going to take you to Skull Woods, but they're going to be randomized. And then also the 3 caves that take you to certain entrances are also going to be randomized as well. Okay, that is... I think this was the right side of the desert? Alright, it's the left side. I think. Okay, maybe it's the front of desert. It's the front of desert. What was I saying? Okay, so Skull Woods, yeah. You got the randomized drops. The entrances are randomized. Alright. I am seeing deja vu here. I'm never going to be able to finish my thought about Skull Woods because I'm going to keep getting confused by the Desert Palace here. That was actually the left side of desert. You know what? I'll talk about Skull Woods when I get there. Obviously, this game doesn't want me to talk about it. We can go ahead and get this key here. Almost vanilla. Small key to Skull Woods. Well, okay, maybe Desert wants me to talk about Skull Woods now. This game is talking to me in ways that I don't understand. Alright, cool. We got that door pretty slick there. A small key to pod. Hey, Ag, put that small key to pod in your tracker. You got it. I'm very happy with where I'm at in the world. Desert is a really cool spot because it has 3 different entrances and exits that it takes you to. and they can all be like connectors that take you to really cool spots in the world. I'm very content with where I'm at right now, so I'm actually just going to keep sticking with it. I want to make my way up the Skull Woods, and I want to finish at Skull Woods because Skull Woods has a chance to lock you out, because it'll spit you out in a spot that you can't go back to. So I would rather do these entrances now opposed to risking getting stuck up there and then I have to backtrack all the way to it via connectors, because I still don't actually have my own independent access to the Dark World. I would need help from connectors. Okay, I can already tell you, this is Swamp Palace. I see nothing going on, but my ears can hear these little clicker things over here. And I haven't flooded the dam yet, so I can't really do anything over there. And even if I did, I would be able only to check one chest, because you do need the Swamp Palace small key to move forward in there. But it could be vanilla, you never know. Alright. I got a little behind on my tracking here, as I was telling stories. But we'll go ahead and do Skull Woods. This area is really nice because, again, I said that these drop-downs and entrances are shuffled, but the chest, it's always going to be the Skull Woods, meaning that there's always going to be chest over here. I don't have the big key. Ow, there's a spike there. Go ahead and hit that switch there. Kind of made getting to that chest a little bit easier because the floor that you drop down to and get hurt won't be there anymore, so I can just walk straight opposed to having to weave out of that chest. That's a hook shot. We can go back and amend our terrible failures at Hookshot Cave, and in fact, since I found the big chest entrance, this Skull Woods is not going to lock me out. I can backtrack over to Hookshot Cave and check the connector, so this route is actually working out pretty nicely. Dip out here. Yep. And by default, this one's going to be either the left or the right side, the Skull Woods entrance that takes you to the back of Skull Woods. However, that back of Skull Woods is not going to necessarily be the boss fight, the Mothula. You know, if you're familiar with the entrances of this game, that entrance can literally be anything, so it could be Ganon's Tower back there. I could literally need to go find Ganon's Tower somewhere, or the Fire Rod somewhere, just to open that entrance, just to get to Ganon's Tower, just so I could, you know, find a frickin' sword, so I could maybe do something about enemies that keep wanting to body me here. It's really nice that I'm doing this invisible. I feel like the sprites lined me a little bit, because those Gibdos clearly seem to be able to see me. That's alright, we made it through. Go ahead and wait this one out. I'll take that. I got too much health. I'm not even going to bother death warping. I was running into a statue there, in case you couldn't see it, because I couldn't. And I'll have to leave the big chest to Skull Woods behind as well, because I don't have the big key, so there's not too much we can do about that. Man, even with the slippers and glove right now, I could go check Catfish, all of the East Dark World. You can go hop onto the pyramid. I really have a lot of tools at my disposal for checking the overworld really efficient. The game didn't have to do that to me. It just did it because it likes me, I guess. Alright. I kind of want to atone for my my failures here, and I'm going to give this hover one more try. I've got new life and energy and blood flowing through these arms. I feel more motivated than ever. Oh, baby. Alright, never mind. Alright, we'll use the hook shot. Okay. Right. Sorry, this, you can't really see what's going on, but everything on here is just like a little tiny island of, just little patches of land, and everything else is a pit. Can't see anything that's going on. This is kind of one of the more, annoying rooms in Blackout here. It'd be really cool if you could hookshot that pod. Easy, no problem. Okay. So this is the Dark World shopping mall. Oh, we've also found Hera. Man, I have the big key to this dungeon, but I've got no way to kill the stinking boss. I don't need that money. I might have needed that money if you guys in chat weren't so freaking awesome and won me the gambling game. Excuse me, don't mind me. Well, I'll just take that money instead. Oh, I guess I will go ahead and check it. Hera is also... Hit me again, please. One of the more annoying dungeons that... Everything in here is pits that make you fall down to the next level, so you kind of have to know where they all are, or else it's gonna be a bad time for you. This one just kind of like hug the walls, like James Bond here, and you won't fall down any of these holes. There we go. Yeah, that was pretty good. I've most certainly had some fits of rage trying to navigate Hera, and all I did was just end up falling. Well, I can't do anything with Moldorm because I don't have a sword or a hammer, so I'm actually just going to Death Warp here. We'll go back out to the front. Again, taking notes of all of this. Because we're going to be back. Alright, what do we got going on over here? Oh, it's Sick Kid. So you give this guy a bottle, he gives you an item. If you didn't know that, you can just click on him and he gives you that text. I don't think I've actually ever seen that text message before in my entire life. I'm gonna go ahead and just take this whirlpool though, and we'll just head back over here. This was kind of the route I was thinking I was gonna end up doing anyways, but the connector made it even more efficient for me, so things are working out. Alright. So I can already tell you that this 20 rupees here, just because of where it's situated, this is actually going to be a checkerboard cave. It's kind of one of the weird ones there. You're like, man, what's this item doing up here? Let me just go get to it, but you have to do a push block puzzle to get over there, but it's not too difficult to do. You'd figure it out eventually. I'm just gonna go ahead and let it sit there though. There's no need for me to get that. We're rich enough already. See what our friend the catfish has got for us today. Wow! You dirty dog, you were holding out on us. Okay, that's a great item to get. And it was even so super convenient that I can go ahead and combo this with the Zora checks too. My man Catfish. It ruined the quick warp? Yeah, I didn't have the mirror, so I couldn't do it. That's alright. I'll take the mirror if you guys can keep the quick warp. Alright, now, I want to make something very clear to you folks. There was a heart container on the Zora ledge, and I'm gonna go grab it. Okay, so those were the mitts from Zora. I'm gonna have every single item in the game before I've got a freaking sword. No hammer. Okay, yeah, I grabbed this heart not because I'm scared. I'm gonna die. I grabbed that heart because I want to keep my portal. So please don't judge me too critically. And yeah, it looks like the big fish were loaded today. This is freaking fantastic. The mitts are an okay item to find in Crossworld. It's nice because you get a little bit more freedom in your Dark World access, and the mitts can most definitely hard block some entrances you wouldn't normally have access to. I will say that it is not uncommon to see a lot of Crossworld entrance races that don't require you to get the mitts at all. Did we already get a ped check? Absolutely not. Okay, this is the front of Turtle Rock. If I was a really brave boy, you could hover all the way to the compass chest. If that answers your question, if I'm brave or not. I have no problem admitting I am way too scared to do that. Dude, I have the hook shot. Hold on one second. So instead of orphaning these checks over here, we can just go ahead and knock them out. There would really be a not better time than now, since I got my mirror and my mitts. It makes it very easy for me. What's over here at King's Tomb? Okay, this is Meyer's Shed. Let's not mess this up. Got a little push block puzzle you gotta do here in the dark. No big deal. We'll just dash on out. This route was kind of nice because I can combo it with these entrances up here. See if we can find anything good. Man, you know what I didn't do? I'll go back and do it as well. That's our main man, the grass man. Not wanting you to cut the grass outside of his house. The house kind of in the bottom right portion of Kakariko Village that you have to lift the bushes to get inside that you never see in a normal item randomizer game because there's literally nothing in there. Yeah, this is just a random house. That pot in the top left, excuse me in on that one. Checked. That's been checked. Now something else I wanted to do, I'm going to go ahead and pop into this entrance. I haven't seen where Ganon's at yet. He could most definitely be here. He is not. Go ahead and see what this item is. If it's anything good, I'll grab it. If not, we'll just leave it be. We'll leave that one be. We don't need a heart piece. We'll be fine. Okay, so Ganon's going to be either in this fairy drop over here that I will check in very, very short time, or he's actually going to be vanilla, which is that pyramid, which is like the most unfortunate case because that forces me to completely finish Ganon's tower. It adds the extra key that you have to find as well in order to beat the game. Else you could actually, in theory, beat this whole entire game without ever doing anything in Ganon's tower. Luckily for me, though, by that music, the pyramid drop's actually just going to be... Well, I'm actually not sure. I haven't seen what's that lumberjack either. It's either going to be an item or it's going to be the fairy drop. Hold on one second. Just everybody freeze. Alright, we're gonna head over here. Pyramid's got a free floating item on it, so it could be something great. Or it could be worthless garbage. However, on top of the pyramid, there's 3 entrances. Normally the entrance to Aga Tower and the entrances and exits to Hyrule Castle. These up here kind of rank in like maybe my top 10 accidental missed entrances when you're playing this game. It's really nice that I have the cape going in here because I can still actually check that one entrance that's blocked by the Aga Tower barrier, and this stinks a lot like Pod right now. It most certainly is Pod. I only have 1 key. Pod has 6 keys in the item pool. You need a minimum of 4 and the bow to full clear it all. Getting a sword in the first chest is friggin' amazing, though. Palace of Darkness? Yes. The Palace of Darkness is a little bit more dark than it normally is these days. Alright, so you're gonna see something a little silly here. And this is actually just a byproduct of the Enemizer. It rolls all of the mimics into Igors. I always forget that that's a thing. So there is a glitch that you can do, either potion glitch or mimic clip to get through that room. It's not gonna work with the Igors, so you're kind of actually forced to do this room the normal way. I don't have a hammer, so I'm not going to be able to get past the Diglets there. Hey, there's Bombos. So if I want to keep checking chest here in Pod, I have to open this middle door. A door that, in theory, you might be able to skip in another run. Alright, I have to be a little careful here. Alright, good. If you're not lined up properly with that block, you just end up falling down to the bottom floor. And you know what? I got a small key to Pod. Let's move forward here. This will get me at least 3 more chests back here. I can even make it 2 more chests if I'm feeling like I'm the most amazing person in the game. I will give it 1 attempt to do a very difficult trick to do. There's a trick called the hammer jump here, and basically you do that by... Oh god, I got a freaking health refill? I didn't want that. I was gonna die. You do the hammer jump by doing a pixel-perfect bomb jump, but the thing is, your visual cues are based on pixels in the background that I don't have. So this is going to be a little tricky. I've actually never done it before, ever. And I'm just kind of eyeballing it right now. This is going to be close, but I don't think it's good enough. Did I actually just get it and mess up because I didn't hold up? I was too low? Oh. We'll give it 1 more try. 1 more try. I think I messed up again. Alright, you know what? It's okay. We don't need to get that. That one's a little tough. I thought I would at least try, though. But I am a little annoyed I got that health refill. I was planning on doing this till I die. You do have enough time to make it down here to get before the floors start crumbling beneath you. This room's a little bit more annoying than it usually is. There's a a way to jump down here. We just gotta find it. There we go, and... Nice. Okay, good. We didn't fall off the floor and reset. I just kind of... Man, I'm just looking for a place to fall down the floor. There's a chest down here I want to get. Okay, big key to Turtle Rock. Good to know. I think that's going to conclude my pod adventures for now. We'll come back there when we got more items and keys. With only one key, that those chests I was trying to skip were definitely not in logic either. I think you would need at least maybe 3 or 4 to get over there. I'm sure we'll find them. Okay, this is Blind's Hut. This is a good place to find. There's quite a few chests in here. I'm just going to go ahead and do this push block puzzle as if I can see where all of these blocks are. Sometimes you just have to believe that the block is there and then push it as if, you know, you can actually tell where they are, and it works out just fine. But Blind's Hut seemed to be filled with the brim of complete and utter garbage there. That's alright though. I got my sword from Pod. That's the biggest takeaway here. I think that was pretty good. Why is everything dark? Well, you know, sometimes you just gotta make it a little bit more difficult and a little bit more randomized. So I have added a blackout filter to the underworld. Sword's not on the tracker. Absolutely, good call. It's not easy, man. You get it, you're so excited. Good backdoor action to check out our hobo friend there. Didn't really have anything good. And the good old invisible sprite, actually being invisible when he's in the water. You can't even see him swimming. He's the only sprite that does that, I think. Ooh. Oh, a bottle, too. And the big key to Eastern. Okay, so we can actually finish Eastern now. And that was a Pyramid Fairy. And I also got another Pod Small Key. I didn't mark that. I spent it immediately. Okay, this is actually the top of Paradox Cave. I've already seen the middle portion and the bottom portion, so I don't need to worry too much about those. Okay, this is just a storyteller. While I take the long walk over to Pod here, I gotta go ahead and give another special thank you to my main man, Zarby here. We were thinking about this literally last night. What would happen if we also made the overworld blacked out too? Wouldn't that be even more fun? Would it be possible? I don't know. First off, we didn't even know how to make the overworld blacked out, and we were literally just talking about it, theory crafting. Zarby shows up and says, "Oh, you want the overworld blacked out too? No problem." And within 30 minutes, he handed me a program to patch it so I could do that too. So now that's going to be even a more fun and exciting adventure to do races. I was too terrified to do it for this one because I literally just was introduced to it at like 6 a.m. last night. Just walk down some stairs. Okay, this is King's Tomb. Nice. Okay. Well, You know what? Where am I going right now? You know what? I think this is okay. We don't really have too much going on for us over here. I could go check the pedestal. What fun is that, though? I haven't checked these entrances over here. I mean, the pedestal is literally right there. Why didn't you check it? I don't know, man. I've always liked the suspense and the mystery. Aga is... Okay, Aga's the fairy fountain. So that means the pyramid drop, the last one that I haven't seen, is going to be a single item. What? I didn't have a glove when I was over here. Or I didn't have the mirror when I was over here, more importantly, so I couldn't check these. This is actually Bumper Cave. A really neat thing about that in Entrance Shuffle is normally you just need the cape to get through there because you're always accessing it through the front. However, in Entrance Shuffle, you can also access it through the back. So you can actually get through there using the hook shot by hook shotting through the bumper opposed to using the cape through it. So there's another option. And it's definitely in logic that they would sometimes require you to use only the hook shot to get through it to get to some other portion on the map. It's really cool. I've made a terrible mistake. I found the smith, but I didn't actually mark where he was. I feel like he was over in Blindside. Oh, he was the top of Lost Woods? Was he? Oh, I did mark him. I just don't see it because it's all the way up there in my tracker. Silly me, silly me. I knew it was somewhere over here. But if the game's going to give me these mitts, I'm going to use these mitts. I'm a little curious what they have to offer. By the way, I have no idea if I'm allowed to mirror here. Perfect. Lucane is really good. This can help me out in a lot of rooms that you would normally not need help in. There's a couple rooms in Thieves Town and Ice Palace that can get real nasty if you don't have an invincibility source because you have to go through very thin avenues of spikes that you can't see. I mean, I can go finish Hera right now. Outside of that, I really don't have any dungeons that I'm looking for. I can finish Eastern. Eastern doesn't seem that bad either. But I'm always a big fan of getting my free items here. So we'll go ahead and take our purple chest, and we can go ahead and do a couple of the mirror spots along the way. I actually never checked what the freestanding item on the race game is either. So we can go ahead and knock that out while we're over here too. We're gonna go ahead and add some more commonly missed entrances over here. This entrance has ruined a lot of the new entrance runners like runs, even some of the people that play it a lot, because it's real easy to forget that you have access to this over here. And that is just Hyrule Castle. Actually, I didn't get these last two items in here because I didn't have a way to kill the guards, so we'll just go do that really quick. Purple chest will be there waiting for us. Feels bad to abandon it like that, but you know, I left it in the car, I kept the windows rolled down, it'll be fine. Alright, this is a... kind of the muscle memory aspect of... there we go, we got it. Alright. And now you think escape. This should be like... one of the easiest things to do ever. You do it all the time. This whole entire platform is like... actually holes. And you fall off them, much like that. Take this, and you take it all the way to the pot, and you're good. So we can go ahead and go down. Alright, we're past that. Good. I've had some bits of frustration there in the past. Alright, let's go ahead and breeze past these walls that you can't see. No big deal, no big deal. A little hot quick swap action there. Switch between the bow and the hook shot. And I can't wait until they finally add quick swap into the main game, and then like everybody gets to do like cool little room strats by manipulating both their items. To not, you know, feel peer pressured into not using the cool items in the game because you don't want to waste time menuing. One of these days, the randomizer's going to hit that, and it's going to be a glorious day. But until then, we'll just keep it to the entrance people. I mean, who's not having fun? Okay, hold on one second. Okay. Sorry, that was a little confusing there. Alright, it's just bombs. We don't have to worry about that. So if I hold up a bomb, I actually don't go into my mirror transition. But I needed to deactivate the chest to do it, but I couldn't deactivate the chest and then accidentally go into my mirror transition, so that was just a little bit of a pickle there. I didn't want to lose this. If I go into the mirror when it's not attached to me, then it goes back to its spawn point. Don't forget your K45. The shop. Good. The more shops I find without my game crashing means the less likely that my game is going to crash later in the run. Oh, I need to keep this attached to me right now. Actually, I just need to be in the light world. I haven't checked my shovel spot yet. I will go ahead and mirror. Walk up a couple of frames so I don't leave the purple chest hanging out in the mirror portal, and then I will get my flute out. My shovel flute. So, seems like I've done a lot right now and explored a lot of the world. You wouldn't be wrong in thinking that, but something I have not touched at all is Death Mountain. It's kind of crazy you haven't been spit up there. It's usually pretty likely that a connector will kind of push you up there sooner than later, but with the mitts in hand, like, I don't have to rely on connectors as much, and it's really nice. Monkey to Turtle Rock. And now I pretty much just kind of kept my Dark World portal here just so I could go ahead and get an early check on this Bombos tablet. I'm not going to be able to get it because I don't have the Master Sword, but it's nice to have the information whether or not it's something important or I can skip it. That's a really unfortunate thing to find there because I would like to get those, but it's going to be very tough to justify doing that in the future. I got a bottle, by the way. Didn't mark that. Where am I? Okay, I think this is not where I think it's at. This is actually just one of those useless fairy caves. The water was a good indicator for that. I got some rocks. Ooh, alright, left or right? This is a fun one. You don't know if it's the left side or the right side. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's on the left. When you're good, you're good. Both these rooms are almost identical. There's actually just a split difference of them, and the only thing it did was get me over to the place I was going anyways, just a little bit faster. So thank you for that. Okay, this could be Ice Rod Cave or fake Ice Rod Cave, and the way I'll know is if I go through this door, if I run into a wall. It was the fake one. Alright, I do have mitts, I do have the flute. My area always seems like a safe bet when you got that combination. I even have 2 out of the 3 medallions. And I have the one we need today. Well, Meyer was Quake. This is the brewery item, I believe. Just another compass. Dude, I'm loaded on compasses. I'm not sure if I've mentioned yet, what the compasses do in this game is they, if you have a compass for that specific dungeon, it's going to list a number above your head. That number is how many chests that you've opened in the dungeon and like how many are still available. So if you weren't keeping track of all the dungeon or the chests you've opened in these dungeons, you know, you go in, you open a couple chests because that's all you can do, you leave. The compass will give you that information. So that was kind of a cool little thing that they did. They found, you know, a use for a item that, you know, was pretty much typically useless. Now, I'd already checked the back of Desert. That was a connector. I don't remember which one it was. Was it, It was one of them. Oh well. We checked it. That's all. That's what's important. Okay. This is the library. Only one thing would have a freestanding item sitting there just floating in the middle of nowhere. So now I'm a slightly different color of static. And yeah, I kind of mirrored to get to the back of Desert there opposed to using the book. That is definitely a check that is within the realms of the logic as well if you were playing this game normally. Oh, this is the the Waterfall of Wishing. This is a really cool mechanic, by the way. Normally, this is a skinny fairy. And the reason it's a skinny fairy is because this cave in its vanilla location is actually in the light world, but whenever you're in the dark world, it becomes the fat fairy. So basically what world you're in dictates what shape of the fairy appears. I thought that was a really neat thing. It wasn't like cave specific, it was actually which world that you were in. Oh, this is, when you rescue the old man, his cave that you save and quit to, that's the backside of it. Okay. I kinda wish I had my Dark World portal. Let's go ahead and check these out real quick. Oh, Hype Cave. Sorry. Meant to just throw a bomb there. I didn't mean to hookshot you in the face, sir. I do apologize. Ether, a shield. And this, Alright, another little Easter egg that only exists in, Zarby's little box of horrors. You can change what your shields look like. And I was a big fan of this thanking shield here, so we're going to be using that one today. Alright, we'll go ahead and hop back over here. If I remember correctly, this is Eastern Palace. I have found the big key in the bow since we last ventured over here, so we can just go ahead and knock this one out. Seems like they still haven't paid their electricity bill since I was last here. It's still really dark. Haha, another terrible joke based on your randomizer mode selection. You're a really funny guy, Act the Boker. LOL, LOL. Alright. I got a good feeling that this is going to be the first time ever that I get the 2 Stalfos kill without a visual cue. I believe. Oh. I thought I had it. What's the deal with the visuals? Well, don't worry. You do not need to adjust the brightness on your monitor. This is actually a specific mode of randomizer that we're playing where the underworld has a blackout filter attached to it. This room, another room that would be typically dark, and you'd be using, either be doing it completely in the dark or be using your lamp cone. The blackout filter makes it easier because you can see the enemies from all perspectives and not just from the perspective of the lamp cone. It sounds scary. It most certainly is. I'm having a pretty good time doing this right now, though, but I have been a little scared at some points, too. Alright. Eastern Palace. No big deal. Little light on arrows. And oh god, what is this? Zarby, what have you done, mister? You are a crazy man. So that was just the Argus Knights. Maybe a little different than what you're normally expecting to see. Oh no, what have I done? Put that back, please. A lot of the people that have worked on this Indomizer, they actually did a lot of hard work as well, making custom boss sprites. And there's a lot of really, really creative skins. And I mean, there's literally just a check mark that you can go ahead and add onto any randomizer ROM that basically just randomizes what sprite can appear on any boss. It's incredible. Have I learned the Ice Palace Blackout Bomb Jump? I have not, but there are some ways to get around that. One way would be to have the Ice Palace Big Key. The other way would be just to hover across the gap. Alright. So I'm heading somewhere that I've already been. I'm going back up here to Hookshot Cave because I want to go ahead and take this really annoying and scary connector and get back to the Dark World shopping mall because I've got some business to do over there. I have to do this annoying little gap again, which is so hard to see without visual cues, but if you just hover over it, it's not a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Right, now we're back over here. So I had Sick Kid, which I had not checked. We can go ahead and see what he's got for us today. He's a terrorist, this guy. And I haven't checked these 3 entrances here. Go ahead and throw the bomb. We'll let that explode while we're waiting for the rock animation. Just a fortune teller. Now I'm a new sprite. He looks really weird. Oh! This is the debate chest. You just think you're gonna go walk up and get it, but that's not the case. This is actually the dam. And if you walk up and try and open the chest, you'll end up getting debated, and you just push the block in front of it, and you don't actually get the chest, and you have to come back in. I'm not falling for it this time. I'm a pro at this now. Okay. I was really hoping that I would find another sword, or a hammer, or anything. I don't recommend doing this boss under these settings with this equipment. It can get a little tricky. But I'm gonna give it my best here. Alright, so you just kind of hit the switch here and then just move up just a little bit, but not a lot. And you don't fall in that gap, and then just kind of mouse around the walls here. There we go, up, down. Alright, no problems there. Moldorm is real scary. If you're not familiar with what his boss arena looks like, it's a bunch of pits, and if you fall in the pits, you fall down to the next floor, maybe even 2 floors, depending which pit you fall in, and then you have to redo the whole entire fight. Here we go. Bumper skip. Sorry. You gotta go for it. That's another skip you tend to do with a visual cue, but when you can't actually see anything, it's a little tough. Alright. I just kind of like the pause buffer a little bit there. There's holes everywhere in this room I don't like to run into. Alright, but we're gonna do Moldorm. And he looks like Skull Pots. And I fell immediately. So my strategy, I found that's best, is to kind of like nudge yourself against his back wall whenever you fall down. But he got a really good sideways hit on me there, and he knocked me in a perspective that I couldn't really tell where I was at anymore. Alright, so I can see that the middle gap is where his head's bouncing off. I wish he would come down here. God. He's not being very kind to me today. Hold on one second. Let me, Alright. I'm more centered on this platform now. Thought he was gonna get me there. Sir, I'm asking you, out of the kindness of the run here, to please come down here. Thank you very much. Alright, that's done. Oh, I also knew that was the green pendant. Man, when I play this game, I just do whatever I can do. I wasn't even considering that was a pendant. That's alright, dude. I can go check that now. Don't even start with me, P-Flan. Alright, so this was nothing over here. That was nothing over here. Let's go ahead and not sit on our green pendant for too long. Let's see what it is immediately. I went back here, right? Good. Making sure. What triggers all these random form changes? I'm also playing with what is known as a Chaos Sprite. Every time you take damage, or I think maybe even save and quit, your sprite's going to change. So, you know, it's like a new adventure every time. All I gotta do is get hit, and I get a new sprite. If I don't like it, I'll just go run into something. It's not a big deal. Okay. This is Death Mountain Descent, the exit to it. That's a connector. We'll take note of that. The secret to everybody. If you don't kill Moldorm, or if you fall after he drops the item, I believe if you don't get the item, he's going to reset. However, if you fall after you get the item, but not the crystal or pendant, whenever you go back, the crystal or pendant will be sitting on the ground. I believe that's how it works. I can already tell you this is Ice Rod Cave. Just kidding. Oh, wait. You know, I'm a little nervous. I made a mistake on one of the drop downs here. I'm gonna keep that in the back of my mind. I might have actually mismarked one of them as something else. I think it's time to go to Death Mountain, though. We've been ignoring it for a very long time. Turtle Rock Big Chest. Alright, fine. Just sell out. I have 2 of those, by the way. We'll go ahead and get those marked. Goodbye, chest. Floating in the middle of nowhere, it seems. Well, that's pretty relevant. Good lord, that's a hammer. Alright, so there's like a gap here and then a rail on the left. You could actually bonk and hold left, and I actually clipped through that rail. And it was probably the most incredible thing that you've ever seen, but unfortunately I'm playing with a blackout filter, so you'll just have to take my word for it. Alright, so I'm going to be exiting out of the left one. I do want to go in this one instead. And I believe with Bombos, instead of just dealing with this really annoying Pokey to get his key, I can go ahead and cast it and just kill him instantly. Wow, that was huge to get that before coming over here. With the mitts and hammer in hand, I almost have full access to everything on Death Mountain, which I would say is really unusual to get this early in a run. I was struggling a little bit there to find the thing, the pipe to go in. My sprite's kind of disappearing off camera right now. That's because I'm traveling through a pipe and you can't be seen while you're doing that, apparently. Didn't go high enough up there. I bonked into the wall. Now I gotta find the staircase. This is our best friend Bow and Wow over here. Don't worry. They'll never get me. Alright, I think that's pretty much all I can do in there without Samaria. Oh, okay. This... That's annoying. Hey, I wanted those. Alright, I can still kill these with a hammer. If they don't all just pile drive on me here. Alright. Get out of the way, please. Oh, don't do that. Normally those would be mimics, but for some weird reason, when you're playing with the Enemizer, it turns all of the mimics into Igors. So that is something that's a little bit more unusual. Okay, so I think this was the other side of Bumper Cave. I elected to not check. I can kind of tell by that turtle coming after me like that. Okay, and this is where you'll rescue the old man. You get the silly flying V of bats over there. You know, it looks like you're watching the Mighty Ducks or something. That's how you know you found the rescue for this guy. This is actually kind of a good thing, too. I've already seen where his home is in the overworld. It's actually in Kakariko, so as soon as you rescue him, you get access to that save point. So I will actually be able to go directly to Kakariko from a save and quit, opposed to having to walk down from the Lost Woods, and that's actually not a bad time save. Go ahead and quick swap to the hook shot here. Get a little spin speed. Going faster is better, and I can even quick swap over to the bombs. You can grab a bomb and alternate your D-pad between left and right. It even makes you go faster up the stairs too. Alright, this is Thieves Town. The only place you see the Zazax going crazy like this. I don't have the big key or the small key here, so I can really only do these front 4 chests. Kinda gotta... Doing it in the dark here, I just kinda have to rely on the muscle memory again to make sure I'm going on these catwalks and dropping down in the right spot and... Oh, I thought I was gonna make it. Getting on these stairways and not getting bodied too hard. It's fun. Alright, I don't need these hearts anyways. I'm not going to Death Warp because I have a fairy, but I am going to accidentally jump off that, so we'll just go ahead and try this again. And then I'm just going to go ahead and refill my health here on purpose, not on accident at all. You know, now I don't feel any pressure. I feel much better. Okay, we got on the stairs that time. Just a heart. And this will be the last chest, unless you want to give me the big key. No, alright. Well, I bid you good day then, Thieves Town. Oh, hey, it's the bomb shop. This is good information. Eastern Palace and Turtle Rock. So I can already tell you I got one of those 5-6 crystals. And the Pyramid Fairy entrance is an entrance that is in play like any other entrance. It can literally be anything. And if you notice, our friend, the big bomb shop guy, he's on the middle of Death Mountain. How the heck are you supposed to get that bomb all the way to Death Mountain? Well, you can't save and quit with it. Oh, this is Skull Woods here. Oh, dude, fun. Okay, you can't save and quit with the big bomb, but you can flute with it. So, because I have the flute, I could most certainly do that whenever I get around to it. Okay. I just actually snuck across some gaps there. You couldn't see me do it. Take my word for it. Now this is something you're only ever going to see when you're playing Entrance Randomizer, but this is Skull Woods without a fire rod. Oh boy. I have to actually do a bomb jump to get over to this torch, and I don't know exactly where it's at. It wasn't there. We'll try it one more time. This room's a lot smaller than I remember. Okay, this should be good. Then, like, I don't know, like 1 Squirtle length there? I should be solid, right? Oh, I'm confused. Well, you know what? Can't beat them, hover them. So maybe I'm defeated here. I'm trying to sequence break past the fire rod. It's very easy to do when you can see what you're doing. When you can't see what you're doing, it adds a little bit more intricacy to the puzzle there. Oof. Didn't get money. The compass. You know what? I want to give it another shot. I believe I can do it. Up the diagonal there, we missed it. Told you there was a hole there. You guys didn't believe me. I had to come back in here and show you just because you guys were saying there was no hole there. You're just making stuff up. But this is getting a little dangerous now. Even if I make it to Moth, I'm going to be low health. Alright, I gotta hurry here. Oh man, I'm pretty sure I almost dashed off there. Alright, so that's how you do that in the dark, and I was very close to not making it. But we did it. And now we still have to kill Moth. I did get 2 hearts there, so that was fortunate for me. Can't use the fire rod on him because I don't have that. And also, this Moth looks terrifying. Alright, so that at least I can see the spikes. That was very nice of them. However, they just, like, spontaneously appear. Oh, I'm in a bad spot. That was good. Oh, you're so dead, mister. Alright. So that was most certainly a crystal that needed the fire rod to be obtained, but, you know, needing the fire rod, that's overrated. I'll tell you what I need and what I don't need. But doing those precision torches on the lighting and having to do it fast because I'm waiting for the timer, that stuff is... it's a little bit more difficult than I thought it was going to be when I first started doing this stuff. You take a lot of stuff for granted, you know, when you actually have eyes and you can see what's going on. You take that away and you're like, wait a minute, you know, I missed that stuff. This is a dungeon, and I can't see anything, so it has to be Misery Mire. There's a block here. You gotta nudge yourself around it, bonk over the gap. I missed. I do have the big key for this dungeon, but I don't have Samaria, so I'm gonna have a tough time finishing it. But I can basically do everything but the boss. Dude, it was a disappointing mire too, but that's okay. Alright, there's some stairs here, I believe. Yes! And I don't have to go up first. It's a cool thing about playing Key Sanity. You get the small keys early, so you can just go ahead and route the dungeon like this instead. Alright. My intuition tells me that there's 4 torches in the corners of these... Well, maybe there is. This is going to be the first time I've ever not lit these torches in time. We made it. Just barely. Alright, this one's kind of annoying here. Oh. So, I have to make sure that I don't accidentally push the center block while I'm doing this. Because if I do, I have to reset the puzzle. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and just get these set up. Did I push that? How did I push that? I actually pushed that without moving forward. Alright. They should all be good, though. There's a torch there somewhere. How do you guys know I'm not playing blindfolded, though? That's my question to you. You can't prove it. You just read our message? Can't prove that either. A fun fact about that dark room I just did, it's so simple. When you're playing normally, when you can't see the floor tiles, there's actually holes in that room that make you drop down and make you reset and do it all over again. And it's something you would never fall in unless you were playing this mode. I didn't even actually know that they existed. Alright. There's a wall there. Alright. We got past it. I got a red thinking shield. We'll just go ahead and breeze our way over to the big chest here since we have the big key. Maybe we'll get a vanilla Samaria, who knows? That would be exciting. Alright, I believe there's a door. Oh, okay. I messed that one up. Man, how do you do that room again? I don't remember. How much of a window do you have? Crap. Fortunately, you can't really hover this. So yeah, I'm hookshotting to a block, but then I have to make it onto this two tile floor. And then I have to dash across before the floor falls out from underneath me, and I keep missing it. And that's the only way you get the big chest here. Okay, that should be good. Thank God. And arrows. Just a heart? Just another heart? I don't need that key. Push that block out of the way. Pain of Samaria. Let me see it. Right here. Boom! The big key to swamp. Well, I guess that's good to have. I could actually... Nah, that's the wrong one, buddy. That's Skull. This is Swamp. If I could just find that small key to Swamp, that's a dungeon I could actually go full clear. And this is another Pyramid Fairy. Ooh, small key to Hera. That's basically a fetch quest in this, considering I've already completed the dungeon. I got a beat. You know what? You can keep it. I don't want it. There are two of the Pyramid Fairy locations. They each give 2 chests. One's at Pyramid Fairy and the other one's in Waterfall in the regular vanilla rando game. It's a compass I didn't need. However, the fairies will only appear to either be skinny or fat based on which world you're in. And the fire rod that I skipped to do Skull Woods is hanging out here on the ether tablet. I just need a sword to get it. Oh, this should be the right side to Hyrule Castle. Wait, yeah. This was right. Hold on. No, this is Aga Tower. Yeah. I'm glad I went back in there. I knew it had to be one of them. I hadn't seen the right side yet, but I was like, wait, I haven't seen Aga Tower. This is 2 chests that could be anything here. Including a small key to Ice Palace. Ugh, excuse me. Coming through, coming through. This room's kind of nice. You get to see all the enemies and stuff. You can still get lost in it, apparently. I made a mistake somewhere. There it is. I knew it was there. I just don't know why I was doing it. Hey, there we go! I'm gonna go get my fire rod now. And after this, I can go do Skull Woods. I'm not doing this in completely backwards order. Alright, that's good. Wow. I already knew about that. Dude, this is a sick-looking Zora right now. I actually think the sprite colors on this Zora are actually a Inimizer bug. But this is a really cool bug, because this thing looks really cool. Oh, no! Alright, so that was Spectacle Rock Cave. Unfortunately, the front of that cave that blocks that item is a drop-down pit, and I was very happy with where I was in the world there, and now I don't get to be there anymore because I fell down that hole. It feels bad, man. Where do you want to go now? These are fantastic questions I'm not quite sure I have the answer to. I don't actually want to take that connector, because that connector... I'll do it. This connector drives me crazy, though. I literally fell all the way down the mountain to Kakariko. That is correct. So this connector is really annoying. Wait, I've actually already seen this, haven't I? No, I haven't seen this yet. Okay. It's annoying because you basically dash down the end of this hallway, but then you have to adjust yourself. And I actually can't remember where you adjust yourself. Just like that. Oh no. Oh lord, what are you doing? I think you moved to the left, right? That's right, just a tiny bit to the left. Sorry, when you're in the darkness for so long, it can start to get to you a little bit. There we go. Easy, every time. And this was actually kind of why I was interested in it, too. I think this might be Grandma's house? It is. Grandma's house is like the only one that's going to give you the same sound effect of where you came from. But also, be in a room that, like, literally has no defining features in it. That was one of the few that I found out that, like, you would have nothing telling you where it was. Very happy I found that fire rod. Alright. Will memes be dreams today? Sorry, dudes. Grandma's house took me there. We'll just go ahead and go back in. Yeah, I did skip a couple entrances up here. I was trying to see where this connector took me first. I was actually trying to see if it was a connector to start. Alright, that's just a ferry. I've seen quite a few connectors, but there are some places in the overworld that the only way to get there is via a connector. And I'm getting very close to the point, just kind of looking at my notes here, that most of the connectors I take are going to take me there. This is Ganon's tower, by the way. There are a ton of chests in here. I've got the hammer. I can do quite a few. I was wondering when this was going to pop up. Truth be told, if it would have been vanilla and there was nothing required in there, this is a very fast seed. In fact, if it was vanilla, there actually couldn't be anything required there because you have to get all 7 crystals to do it. And if I have all 7 crystals, well, frankly, I could just beat Ganon. Alright. Kind of just gotta trust your instinct here and know that these places you're hookshotting to are gonna have blocks. Yeah, the sword would have been the one exception there. You're definitely not wrong in that accord. Wait, you just bonk. Oh. There it is. Okay, we're good, we're good. We're bad, we're bad. We're good now. I did it, guys. Lucky to thieves. Oh, that's an awful situation for that to happen. Okay, I didn't think that was gonna happen. I changed my mind and replaced the bomb at the last second because you can't have the bomb double hit a switch. And so I moved it, but I was like, I'll just dash over and I'll make it. But then I bonked and it didn't work out. Right there. Tough to see in the dark, you know. But Ganon's tower is not looking too spicy right now. We still got almost on ice to come, though. Make sure to walk up just high enough. Hey, there's Tempered. Ooh, there's a big key to Desert. We definitely needed that. That was 2 swords there. What? Holy crap, 2 swords and cane? Am I losing my mind? How do I get out of here? Look at that. Tile skip in the dark. Some people can't even do that with the lights on. Alright, this room is a little annoying. I think I'm good. Yes, good. So that's kind of a thin alleyway there. If you miss, you fall down. I like to use pause buffers a little bit. I can't really see where I'm at, but when I slow it down a little bit, it does just kind of help me get a perspective of where I'm at a little bit easier. I don't know why, it works for me. I did get the Desert Big Key, and I'm doing ice, or the Ice Argus on ice, yes. The Ice Argus Knights. Not every day you get to say that. Alright, this is a small key to Hyrule Castle. Actually worthless. The red Squirtle. And that. It's the sprite swap that's getting you, of all things. You know what? I can understand. Alright, here in Entrance Rando, we do things a little different. We do our tile rooms here. We don't play around. Oh, I don't even have a boomerang to hit these tiles. Kinda hard to see them. That one's gonna get me. That one's not. That one will. By the way, I actually hacked the game itself, and these tiles are spelling out Ack is the coolest person in the world, but unfortunately I forgot that it's blackout, so I did all that hard work for nothing. You guys aren't going to see it, but it's there, trust me. I always forget where these torches are. My health's getting a little low. That butter sword. Just chew him up, man. Small key to Mire. Mire is now completable as well. I will go ahead and get the small key. If I dash just underneath it. There we go. Alright, so that was a small key to Mire, and I think that was pretty much it. I think everything's good. Ish. I will say GT is not very favorable to get to, so I'm glad at least everything that I got there is done got. Yeah, if you're just tuning in, this is A Link to the Past with Item Randomizer, Crossworld Entrance Shuffle, and then the Underworld will be blacked out, except for the most part, any animated sprite or tile. Because why not? Alright, well we can go ahead and put all of these desert keys we just got to work. This door's just a little bit above the crossroads there. Go ahead and hit that, hit that. Small key to GT. We don't need it, but we'll take it. This room almost feels like it stays the same. I think most people that do this room use the little sand squash monsters as a visual cue to where you need to dash. Oh no, I gotta get hit. Just big 20 in the big chest. Okay. That GT was really good though. I could actually now finish deserts. I can go finish Mire. I know where those are at. I don't know what crystals or pendants I need quite yet either. Maybe I should check my map next time I'm in the Dark World, see if I picked up anything. Okay, this is just, I almost died. That's the other side of Death Mountain Descent. Have I been on like less than 3 hearts for the last hour, it feels like? Good lord. Can't I get some health, man? Come on. That's a very secluded speakeasy there, hanging out in Dark Death Mountain. Oh, you know what? Check this out. All you gotta do is talk to this guy for 20 bucks. He tells you a story. He once was the tea kettle, but I moved up in the world, and now you can see me as this. Makes you wonder what I could be next time. But he filled all of my hearts, and that's what I wanted for 20 bucks. Alright. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and just go... Let's go finish Meyer. Why not? By the way, I said I would map when I got into the Dark World, and I didn't. So, we got a 50-50 chance whether or not I will remember to do that in the 15 seconds it's going to take me to go to the portal over here. Will I remember? Will something distract me? Alright, Turtle Rock, we already knew that. Pod is going to be a crystal, so we're still missing that big key. And then Meyer's another crystal as well, so that's good. So it was like we just left here, but we're going to be going right back in. This time I got some better tools to take care of it. No beams either, boy. Let's go, Meyer 2. I'm happy with that one. It was the best I could do. Alright. I'll be taking, like, more small keys than I've ever had all the way to Vitreous here. There's also a really cool glitch that you can do here in Meyer called the Spooky Action glitch, where you can set some altitude values, shoot some fire rod shots, and make these switch red and blue switches just go up and down at your will. That's a trick only for cool people, though. I'm not cool, so I don't know how to do it unless I set it up a certain way. And people get angry at me because I don't do it. You also lose even more time when you don't do spooky, and then you go in to hit the switch, and you swing and whiff on it, and you have to go back in, but... It's dark in here, man. Give me some slack. You actually can't see if I'm doing spooky or not, because I don't even have the lights turned on, so don't lecture me, alright? Everything's fine. Alright. Buttersword Redmill, and we're going to be fighting Pumpkin Triss here. No big deal. This guy, poor little dude, got roasted. This is how you carve a pumpkin for Halloween, folks. It's 10 arrows, but we did get the crystal. And where should I go next? Okay, I think I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do Spike Cave, and I will do Desert right after, and what this does is basically gives me an outlet to not only check the item at Spike Cave, but whenever you finish a dungeon, you get a full magic refill. Spike Cave takes a lot of magic, so I have to use invincibility items to get through it, so that's a really just convenient way to get your magic refilled. Nice to have these torches here so I can see where my dash lines are. I got my first boomerang. Nice. I'll go ahead and set up some spin speed there just so we can run through here without bonking. That's good. I did get a boomerang. I'm not going to forget to track that. This run has been going really well so far. I really have no complaints for it. I guess that's just going to be the common theme of this marathon so far. It seems like everybody's runs have been going really good, and you know what? I hope it keeps working out like that for everybody. So we'd already found this earlier. This will be the, I guess the backside of desert, or the boss side portion of desert. Make sure I'm lined up with that wall. We get our key dash. This room kind of annoys me a little bit. These statues are in awkward places, but let muscle memory take over. Alright, I'm walking into a wall there. There's another. Who put all these walls here? Where are they coming from? There we go. Got the key dash off the torch. Line up there, and then line up there, and we're good. Now there's a play I've been holding on to. Ice Palace is very much available to me right now, but I really don't like going in there without the big key, but I feel like my hands are a little bit tied. By the way, this is a Boo Spooky Ghost Landmola. I think this is one of my favorite redesigns here. Well, that's 4 crystals for me so far. I'm gonna need the pod big key. I really don't know what else. I don't have the... I can't do thieves. I can't do pod. I can't do swamp. What I can do is check exactly one chest in Swamp Palace, though. Who knows what it's gonna have. Alright, gotta find the boat ramp here. Let me up, please. There we go. I thought it was gonna be vanilla. I really did. Well, you know... I think at this point, it's okay to make some risk. We're gonna go ahead and place our bets here in Ice Palace. I think this is the good play right now for us. And I have the Ice Palace big key. Sometimes I can get a little mixed up in things. So you know what? This is actually just a great play in general. My conscious brain didn't realize that this was the right thing to do, but my subconscious brain led me here anyways. So, things are working out. Little pin gators here. Make the chest appear. That's a big key to thieves, so we can now full clear that dungeon as well. And it's no surprise to me that these items are going to start falling to us. We were gifted with a pretty nice seed here and a pretty good pattern in the overworld. That way we could move around really effectively, so... I have done a pretty good job at being very thorough with what we've done so far. And that's really just a good way to play entrance, is to try and be as thorough as possible, because when you start, you know, really picking your spots and leaving holes everywhere, whenever you have to start looking for 1 to 2 more items, it becomes really difficult to do. And speaking of really difficult to do, this room is really kind of tough. What I did learn, though, is that these little sewer monsters that are crawling out of the walls, they actually mimic the safe, I guess, up and down coordinates that you can walk along these rows. So if you just kind of follow their paths, you can actually get through this pretty easy. Another way would have just been to use Berna here. I'm actually going to go ahead and flip this switch. I don't actually need to. It's probably slower to not do the bomb jump. But here we're going to do the Ice Palace bomb jump in the dark. Okay, this is me setting down my bomb. I'm making sure I'm in the right pixel. And there, we threw it. And then I exploded and I made it over. That's how you do the Ice Palace bomb jump. I always mess this up. Okay, so I need to hook shot over to this pot, but I can't accidentally hit the fireball switch. Okay, there we go. Did I actually skip the berry key? Oops. I did. I'm missing a key. That's okay. That's just going to make me clear these rooms, unfortunately, a little bit slower. I was so wrapped up in the conversation of trying to explain how to do that room in the dark that I overlooked that one of those berries has a key. That's kind of nice to have because I wouldn't have to do this subsection here to get over. So it's gonna make my routing take a little bit longer. I probably will have to do the long way to get over to the iced tea room, or like the room that's kind of in the far, I guess, right side of this dungeon. I don't know where it is geographically. Who knows where anything is geographically in Ice Palace? This dungeon's kind of silly. All right. Make sure you go up. Maybe. Oh, or is it down then up? Yep, that's it. The other way was up. It's fine. Just stairs you can't see, no big deal. Oh boy. Who doesn't love a fetch quest this late in the game? That's a mushroom. You have to turn that into the witch's house, and then you have to remember where the potion shop is, if you hadn't found it already, and then go check to see what item appears. We had already found the potion shop, though. I do know where it's at, but we're not going to be able to see what it is until I turn in that mushroom. Just going to cruise through here. The fire bar position kind of gives me a pretty good idea where the staircase is. Excuse me. Grab that. And I don't need the bomb jump over here, so I can just fall down. I'm going to have to take the long way to iced tea because I skipped that small key because I'm a big dum-dum. Ooh, I got that hookshot clip very quick there. Hey, there's our small key to swamp. Now we get to go do that. So, looks like Ice Palace was locking entrance to 2 dungeons here. And yeah, I gotta go all the way around because I didn't grab that small key. Make sure to fake powder. You know what? I will do some fake powder. It's a fun little glitch. There's no reason not to do it. Alright, so this room is really annoying in my opinion. What I have found that makes it a little bit easier for some reason... Alright, well, I didn't actually get it, but, right here. Yeah, I was in the right spot. I'm gonna get it eventually. Don't worry. Okay, I think that's good. Yeah, perfect. It's a little fickle, but whenever you're pushed up against an edge on ice, it has like a little bit of resistance that keeps you from falling off of it. I don't know if that was just the developers being nice or not. But if you line yourself up in that corner, which isn't too bad to do, even though I fell about 3,000 times, you can just place a bomb jump or a bomb facing to the right, and you will bomb jump over that whole entire gap without having to worry about it. There's an extra block there because I had to push another one down. You can see that compass doing God's work here, letting me know that I didn't accidentally brush over a chest in Ice Palace. We'll go ahead. I'm not sure what boss this is. I'm gonna have to think about it. Butter Sword just destroys Cold Stare. Hey, and there's the other boomerang. And will this be a pendant? Yeah, well... I would have had to come in here regardless, even though it was a pendant. I don't know if it was going to be either to do Swamp or Thieves, but it was definitely going to be one of them. Oh, I also need the Ice Rod, too. You know, there's actually a couple entrances over here I haven't checked. I walked right past them. This one is specifically locked by the hammer, and there's also another one that's specifically locked by the hammer that's right next to me. Good old hammer pegs, very common in standard item randomizer because there is an item normally underneath this entrance. Press the dash and your item button at the same frame, you get to do an item dash, so you get to do that cool little skip over the hammer pegs. It makes like the coolest noise in the game. Just the rich thief you get to rob. No worries there. Alright. Well, I'm taking that Swamp Palace small key, and we're going directly into Swamp. I'm telling you, the hardest part of this dungeon is finding these little ramps to get out of the water. I see someone asking if they want me to skip left side. There's no way in hell I'm skipping left side Swamp. We don't do that in Entrance Shuffle, alright? We don't play by your silly ride or die gamble rules, okay? This is a cultured community, and we have standards. Okay, so there's some stairs. Nope, they're not here. They're like here, here, here. There they are. We found them. Find their way in these doors. Swamp's real silly. Like most of the other places, you start to really see like a pattern with the tiles and how they load and like how things line up. It seems like Swamp has everything just a little bit obscure, so it's not like each tile lines up with the next tile for like a clear way to move. It's like it's one tile to the left. And it's kind of annoying. Like finding this to climb up on. Man, my sprite's an abomination right now. I have a hookshot somewhere. Here, hit me. I want to look like a real person again. Hey, I'm Mog. Sorry, man, I took damage. It happens. I didn't even hear that switch move. I do have the big key, so we can immediately check the big chest. It's a small key to pod. Lovely. And because I'm a coward, I'm gonna go do the left side. I'm a cat. Now I am just a shield. Invisible Man's pretty good with the Thinking Shield because it looks like the Thinking Shield is your sprite, and I'm okay with this. How many times am I going to switch sprites before I make it to Argus? Also, what is Argus going to be? That's the real question you should be answering yourself. I know he's got at least 3 to 4 different tile sets that he can be. I mean, I don't even know if I've seen them all. I'm Santa? No. I am a crystal thing. Wait, this is... Yeah, I get that mixed up. A little dyslexic there. That's the one where you go in the bottom. Vitreous? You know what? I actually think that there is a Vitreous Argus sprite. I do think that that exists. But I don't want to spoil anything too much further. We'll keep the imagination running for now. I should have listened. I got the map to Swamp Palace. Gee, thanks. Oh, spikes there. Oh, nice. I managed to dash through both those spikes. Fantastic. There we go. Oh, after Swamp Palace, man, where are we gonna find that stinking big key and that stinking ice rod? Thieves Town looks like a pretty fun play to make. I do need to turn in my mushroom. I will try to remember that as well. I do have the Basement of Hera, since we got the small key a little bit later than when we completed that dungeon. I can also fake powder for funsies and memesies. The mushroom most certainly could turn into the pod big key. That is definitely an option available. You got a mirror thinkers. I will let you know some items that I would like to not see. I would hate to see the Ganon's Tower big key. Alright. There's a switch here somewhere. We just gotta find it. There it is. Another Ganon's Tower small key. I think I've been up to date on those. You might have missed a couple. Nice, I got the dash. There's the key over here in that pot. And then don't miss your landing. Perfect. And what are we fighting today? I love it. It never gets old. You think it's old? You think it was old at Vitreous? Nope. You think it was old at the shield? Nope. It ain't ever getting old. I'm sorry. There we go. Kind of a quick kill if I would have had my fire rod equipped when I got it. Well, I guess we're not going to fake powder today. Ooh, Swamps of Crystal. Oh, by the way, Thieves Town is the last pendant by process of elimination. If anybody was paying attention, you know, including the runner. Alright, let's go turn in that stinking mushroom. And now, the magic bat was over here hanging out. He's always going to be at one of the 8 drop locations. Now at this point, I gotta be thinking Thieves Town is the place to be, or I've made mistakes. And if I've made mistakes, what mistakes would I have made? I already mentioned earlier, I think I might have mislabeled one of the fairy drop-downs as a fairy drop-down and not the lumberjack, because I forget the lumberjack drop and the fairy drop are going to make the exact same sound effects. So if you don't investigate that thoroughly, you will have made a terrible mistake. Let's go check out the potion shop. Also, I don't think I ever made my way to this bonk rock either. And I would be correct in assuming that. Oh no, okay. I accidentally found the drop-down that you would take normally in the vanilla game to rescue the old man. However, if you go down there and you don't, like, want to go down there and you want to make it back up, just go all the way to the end of the room and fall down a hole and you'll respawn at the start of the cave before you drop down, so... Again, little entrance tips to keep you from dealing with that, because normally you'd be walking to that room and you would have, no lamp. Oh, baby, that's exactly what I didn't want to find. Well, alright. Oh boy. No, we don't want the ice rod in the GT big chest. That's unacceptable. We're gonna go ahead and do our due diligence and clear Thieves Town. Was I a soft drink? You mean a Sprite? Alright, there is a way down here, believe it or not. Do I know where I'm at right now? Wait, what am I doing? You go up. Sorry, it's dark in here. Now, if you wanted my honest opinion of difficult rooms, especially made difficult because of the blackout randomizer, Thieves Town has maybe one of the hardest rooms in the game. The Hellway is awful. It's a very tightly knit corridor of nothing but spikes, and you have to weave your way in them. It's not one of my favorites. But it'll give me a chance to maybe be the coolest person on Earth and do that room in the dark and hit the God Pixel. I didn't get it. I could tell I was a little too far to the left there. I think I've made it. Alright, we're good, we're good. That room can get out of hand pretty quick there. And I'm also lucky enough to being forced to do it with, what, 17 hearts and red mail, so... And another fun fact about Light World and Dark World properties, you can hear squeaking right now. You would never hear that in normal Thieves Town. These crickets are actually the same kind of properties as the rats. In the Dark World, though, they're not gonna make the squeak noise, and they're going to do 2 hearts of damage. In the Light World, they're still only gonna do a quarter heart of damage, and you get to hear their cute little squeak noise when you walk by them. That's specifically because Thieves Town's in the Light World and not the Dark World. Well, fun fact. Boy, my sprite's hideous. You know what? Change places. Hoopo. There was a bomb in that pot. Just wanted to show you guys. Dude, this Mog looks evil. He looks terrifying. There we go. Over to the big chest. Like half a heart. This is a small key to Turtle Rock. I still have a couple chests I can check in Turtle Rock. They're actually really easy to get to, too. You know what? I probably should have done that when I turned in the mushroom. I was just kind of banking on the fact that I would find, you know, my go mode before I had to do that, but I'm starting not to believe in that concept anymore. But I most certainly cannot complain about the efficiencies of this run. It has been very nice to me. Alright, let's do a blind fight. Blind. Sausage is the worst. Oh god. Oh no, this is very scary. Why that tiny little girl head? Oh, this is awful. Good lord. With the big hands? That's terrifying. Oh, this is the one big key we don't need. Alright. I have every big key but the one I need. I guess I can go pull pet for fun. Sorry, I'm thinking right now. Yeah, so got good old Turtle Rock here. Got 3 items hanging out for me, just waiting. Actually, I have Laser Bridge too. Very interesting. Man, I'm trying my best, and I'm working really hard here, trying to have a serious competitive, sweaty tear speed run here, and people keep making me laugh. This is really tough. Alright, this room is a little annoying. I can't see these torches, and I just kind of have to make sure that I hit them on time. And I guess when you've done it probably, I would say over 1,100 times, it gets a little easier to make sure that you do it the first try. Ow, but these things are too hard. Nerf these guys. So I just got a bottle from that. You know what? I think I will check Laser Bridge, and I'm also very interested where Laser Bridge is going to take me. I have not seen a way to get to the floating island. The only way you're going to get up there is via a connector, so if I don't find an ice rod, I have a pretty good sneaking suspicion that I might just get kicked off into that portion of the world anyways, and those are entrances that I have not checked yet. Though I'm not sure if there's any specific entrance I'm looking for right now. I try to keep track of the good entrances, but I don't write them down. I just try to keep a mental note of it. Let's say if I was out of available entrances that, you know, have chests or items in them, obviously I wouldn't be wanting to go look for entrances. I'd be wanting to do, you know, dungeons or stuff like that that had items in them. Laser Bridge in the dark is also really fun too, so I would hate to deprive you of this joy as well. Also, this room is very fun too. God damn it. Alright, we're good. Oh, actually, yeah, Laser Bridge is easy because I have the mirror shield. I'm not used to that luxury. You can kind of use the laser as a guide to figure out where you're supposed to stand here. And then you just kind of have to eyeball making it back to the middle of the stage, which that's what happens when that goes wrong. But did it really go wrong? Because I'm a Pikachu now, and that's pretty cool. About right there. Alright, that was good. Well, I got a couple pod small keys, but I didn't get no ice rod. Now, see, it's like I know what I'm doing. I don't actually think there's something good up here. Just checking, though. Oh, yeah, see, we never found this one. Just had a compass. And I could have checked these entrances so long ago, but when I was up here in the light world, the single entrance cave over here spit me into Spectacle Rock, and I fell down the cliff before I realized where I was at, so I had to walk all the way back up here to get there. Who says that the last big key you need isn't behind Turtle Rock? Now, I do have to make a decision here whether or not I just want to go ahead and check the Ganon's Tower big chest and climb Ganon's Tower, if I want to check the single entrance that's below that. You can only do one because I have to jump off the mountain to do it. And I gotta pick which one I want to go to. So it's either do an unknown entrance or do a place that has 5 chests in it. But it's kind of a bunch of long checks. I think doing Ganon's Tower is probably the better one. And yes, that was Chicken Hut in the back of Turtle Rock. It takes the hammer, the mitts, a way to get up Death Mountain, and freaking a Quake Medallion to do Chicken House. And if that wasn't enough, it also takes 1 bomb. Just so you know. Only in Entrance Randomizer do you get to have that much fun. I didn't want to hook shot to that. I want to hook shot to the block down here. There's a block somewhere. There it is. Crap. That's what it was. Alright, that was my bad. That was my bad. But I'm taking the long haul here to go and check the big chest. I would rather do that before I climb. Guess I'm just gonna use my potion here, because I'm a big goober. Let me on, please. Getting ping-ponged by spikes there. Since I'm going to the big chest, no need to do all these portal shenanigans. There we go, nice. Alright, just make sure not to fall off these ledges. Getting to the big chest is kind of tough. Crap. It's bad, because now I don't have my turtles as a sight. Where is it? Am I losing my mind here? Yes, I am. No, I was right there. He got me. That little guy. Oh. So you kind of just have to remember where the holes are here in the floor. We'll go ahead and do a little Samaria cheats. Alright, we're good. Alright, we're not good. What is this? I'm gonna make it, guys. Give me a second here. Well, that's not how you do it. Well, because, excuse me, sir, I'm doing important business over here. I don't... Aha! Alright, well there's my ice rod. Unfortunately though, that ice rod is not my go mode. I still need a Palace of Darkness big key. Go ahead and powder this guy for a fairy. Come here, please. Oh, and I have to do this room the silly way. Because of the fact that the mimics are being replaced with Igors. Oh, ow, it hurts. I don't know why the mimics are replaced. It's something to do with the Inamizer. It's a little unfortunate because it takes away some of the sequence breaks you can do in the game with the mimic skips, but whatever. Making sure we didn't overshoot our landing there. It's a little easier to do than one might think. And now we just get to do the gauntlet in a Sea of Darkness. I think it gets a little better because the I think the ice tiles light up, or maybe they don't. Never mind, they don't. I don't know why I thought they did. It's alright. I'm digging this pink boo. I'm killing my own people. Alright, never mind. It's not cannibalism anymore. Oh wait, I'm gonna quick swap to Samaria fast enough here. There we go. Good enough, good enough. Man, just trust your muscle memory, man. Just go with it. I'm actually like really nervous I'm gonna die over here if I'm slow playing these things. That was good. This room can bother you a little bit. Alright. Over here. Good. Good. It's good. Easy money. That room's just nice with knowing how the blocks get placed, so you can kind of really feel out where everything is based on the pots and stuff and where the fire bar is at. Because that block that he rotates around is going to be the center of that kind of T-shaped platform that you're rolling on. Let's go mode, baby. Let's get out of here, man. You know what? I should have just killed Agatu. Well. So to do Turtle Rock, I have to fly all the way over here, and I don't have a way to get to Laser Bridge, so unfortunately I do have to do the back way as well. Oops. There we go. Now I am going to have to do Silverless Ganon in a blacked out arena. I think there is something that's a little particular with the torches in Ganon's room, though. It gives you like a weird semi-lit up area or something. I don't know if it was intentional or not. A lot of these concepts with the blackout and stuff really weren't tested that much because, to be honest, no one really wanted to play it. So if he fell there, I should be like good here. Oh, just kidding. No! No! You always lowball it. Oh, dude, we're playing Excitebike now. Everybody, welcome to Excitebike. No worries. Alright, I'm gonna make it across this time. I refuse to accept failure as an option. I'm gonna make it across next time, and I refuse to accept failure as an option. Oh, dude, no worries, Game Boy. As you can see, I can't really see what's going on, so I couldn't blame anybody for thinking that this might be Excitebike. Okay, am I just losing my mind? How do you do this room? Wait, don't I just go this way? What am I doing? Okay, sorry, that's a little bit of fatigue catching in there. I figured it out eventually, though. You know what? If you're really cool, you can do that without Samaria. That's not me, though. So this is Trinex. Fun fact, when you're fighting Enemizer Trinex, his iSet actually deploys a little bit faster than he would when he normally, if you weren't playing an Enemizer. I have no idea why that is. It really catches people off guard the first time that they do it, though. I don't know if it comes out early enough where you couldn't do the backdoor strats. I would say it would probably be really close. And I also didn't even try to attempt it there because I use a lot of visual cues to do the backdoor strats on Trinex, and really tough when you can't see what's going on. Alright, so now all I have to do is finish Crystal Pod, and then I'll be cleared to go fight Ganon. Again, this was only a Crystal's goal, so that's why I mirrored out of the top of GT after I got my Pod Big Key, which I have not marked on my tracker, so I just got it now. There we go. Where am I going? Gotta go this way, buddy. Really, the only reason, if you think about it, that you do Agatu when you do the normal randomizer is because you need the bat to drop down and, you know, knock a hole in the pyramid. That way you can fight Ganon. But if Ganon's not on the pyramid, well, it makes no sense to go ahead and fight the second version of Aghanim. So it was a pretty cool development by the people that made this to make it where, you know, it was just a goal that you didn't actually have to do that every time. Entrance seeds could be long enough, you know, we didn't need to add any more extra stuff to do, even though it seems like every time I play one of these I end up climbing Ganon's tower anyways. Well, this is definitely the home stretch for me. A couple of silly dashes there, good. The fact that I bonk means I probably should be lined up with that push block. Everything's good there. Place a Samaria block. Little cool quick swaps there to hammer. And then unfortunately, it's not going to be Mimics in here, it's Igors. Mimics don't exist in Enemizer. Which is really funny is that they do exist in Enemizer. If we were randomizing the enemy placements, which is very plausible to do with Enemizer, Mimics would actually exist in it. By the way, you have to shoot that to make this wall go. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. I'm getting really excited. It's almost over. That's why you need the bow for pod. Basically, always you're going to need the bow for pod, regardless of what the enemies are, because you have to shoot that statue to make this wall move. And then you have to figure out how to get down the staircase that you can't see. There we go. It always surprised me how well lit up this room is, just because of how lit up all of the special sprites are in it. It's like you can see literally everything in that room. You have more vision on it than you normally do, because normally you just have a lamp cone. Excuse me, there we go. Fun fact too, because of the Igors and not the Mimics, it makes these turtles spawn in like different orders as well. And in case you didn't realize, we're not playing A Link to the Past anymore. We're playing Super Metroid, and this is Kraid, the first boss. God, this sprite remake is so good. They did a lot of work on these. But he's pretty easy. You just hit his shell with the hammer. You can use bombs, and then it takes 2 slashes with the butter sword. Really not that many with the tempered sword, or you could use arrows to kill him as well. that's all 7 crystals for me. It's time to go fight Ganon, and that'll be the end of this run. No, the Enemizer is what makes the turtles act like that. So, kind of one of those weird quips that only exist in Enemizer. Well, the Ganon drop was over here by the fairy fountain. Yeah, unfortunately, I started like almost an hour and a half early. And my run, it went really well too. Seems like everyone's runs have been going really well, so that makes these estimates really tough. So Ganon's got 2 phases here. The first phase, you blink and you miss it. You gotta hit him just 6 times with the Butter Sword. It's 12 with its Tempered, which is a little tighter to do in one cycle. With Butter Sword, it's basically free. Then third phase here, he's gonna teleport around. We'll give you a brief phase of invulnerability to hit him here, and then every time you hit him, he's making the floors fall out underneath him. You hit him 4 times, and basically he's made it where the edges of the floor are going to be pits. If you fall down in them, you have to reset the fight. And I did find those. I'm going to try and get Torch Glitch here without seeing what I'm doing, and I did get it. I used visual cues for that. That was just lucky. And now I just need 12 spins to kill him. And this is kind of the weird outline I was talking about that appears. I'm not sure why it happens. It's only when one of the torches go out, too. All the way up there, I missed that one. I haven't been counting my spins here. Probably like maybe one more torchlight after this and he'll be dead. Missed that one. One more? I told you, just one more. Got him with a slash. Feels good. And that's it, dude. That is Item Randomizer, Entrance Randomizer, and Blackout. Done and done. Did I get a sub 3? I don't think I... Oh, I stopped my timer too late. No, I didn't get a sub 3. That's alright. Oh, man. We'll go ahead and let the credits play out here. Get the item stats at the end, but holy crap. I must say I'm a little exhausted after talking for 3 hours while playing this, and then also just playing one of these is pretty exhausting itself. I really love how the credits, when they actually go inside a room, it still is dark. It even does it through the opening cutscene. But man, while the credits are rolling, if you guys have any questions you want to ask me about the run, anything silly or regarding any of this nonsense, man, by all means, I'll try my best to answer it. In the meanwhile, though, we're going to be having, I think it was Excite run by Melee Wizard, if I remember correctly. Hopefully they're awake. We're very well ahead of the schedule here. Like 2 hours ahead of it. Oh, they're going to do a bonus run. Fantastic. You have many questions, all that which can be only answered by a professional. That's really unfortunate. I probably won't be able to help you with those. I don't meet the criteria. The face key for a fungus. I remember that one. Man, if you guys do like A Link to the Past, though, there are two tournaments going on right now. We have the league race. Everyone got formed into groups of 3 people, and then like they pick one person to play, like from the league, and they do different settings, and you play like other teams from other people in the league, and you get points and stuff, and it's like 6 weeks long. It's almost over, and it's about to be going into the playoffs. And I hate to do, you know, some humble brag here, but because my awesome teammates carried me, our team's actually in first place. It's pretty awesome. Then we also have another tournament that's going on. You got the spoiler log tournament where you get 15 minutes to read the spoiler log, and then you have to play the seed afterwards. I am in the top 8 in that tournament as well, you know, just to talk about how amazing I am, but unfortunately I'm going to be going against Kyong92 next, and my luck streak is probably going to promptly end because he's a monster at this game. But those races are actually really fun to watch too, the spoiler log races, and playing them, it's like the most stressful thing you've ever done. You know where everything's at. You basically try to make sure you do the bare minimum amount of items that you can get. But you also want to get enough where like you're not scared that you're going to die every 3 seconds because you're like, I don't need to get any of these hearts, they're out of the way. And then you're doing, you know, 4 heart moth with fighter sword, and you're like, this was a really terrible idea. You have to weigh those pros and cons and figuring out like what route will be the ultimate fastest for you. It's a lot more difficult than it may seem on paper. Good lord, but man, still definitely I can't thank this man enough, but thanks to Zarby for just allowing such a silly mode to be played and be raced. Probably not as fun to watch as it is to play because you can't see anything that's going on, but I don't know. Never thought I would be playing Randomizer where I go into a house, I don't know what it is. When I leave, I don't know where it's going to take me, and then when I'm inside, I can't even tell what the heck I'm at. It's too much fun. Yeah, we did leave that full heart in the pedestal. We didn't need it though. We had 17 to begin with. We did quite a few. The early boots and flute and mitts really made this run though. Getting around to the entrances was really not an obstacle for me. I really had a lot of easy avenues to get to any portion of the world, and once you have stuff like that, the runs go so smooth. Dude, if you're ready, man, by all means. I'll just go ahead and cut when the credits end, but later we'll be having Excitebite from Melee Wizard, but before that, because everyone's so freaking good at their rando, we got a super secret bonus run. I don't even know what it's gonna be. So, anybody that's still here watching, don't go anywhere. You have to stay here and figure out what this bonus run is. It's going to be it's a randomized random run. It's crazy. Just when you thought it couldn't get any more random. Oh no. If I were to meet PKR, it would only be in the finals, so that's not going to happen. I will say though, I do think anything can still happen in the spoiler log tournament. A lot of those races have been decided by mistakes, and I think just because of the nature of the runs itself, like, making mistakes is not something that you could just say, like, oh, this runner's so good, they don't make mistakes like that. it takes like one slip up, and you will lose so much time that it probably will cost you the run. And if your other opponent, like, even if they don't play as good as you, you will not be able to play that much better than them to cover up for those mistakes. 99 bonks. That's not very uncommon to see in these situations where you can't see any of the walls, but my credits are finishing up here. 192 out of 216. That's in the collection rate I kind of expected to see. I got sub 3 in the menu. I was below my estimate. Really appreciate you guys for watching, man. You guys enjoy the bonus run, alright? Have a good night, guys, or good morning.